This is the Ben Herman Show. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Ben Herman Show. I've got an awesome guest today. I'm so excited. You know, we've been working on this interview for quite some time, but he is quite the hot commodity. So he's hard to get in a hold, not really a hold of, I should say, but just to really lock down for an interview. That is none other than the Dom Pirone from Crate Hackers. What's up, Dom?
What's up, Ben? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course. Dude, we just got to see each other. Thank you so much for reaching out to me, man, while you're in Vegas.
Yeah, of course.
You were there for the final Funnel Hacking Live that Russell put on.
That's correct.
And we were able to grab some lunch, so it was really cool. You got to meet my wife as well, which is awesome.
Yep, that was awesome. Yep. I really enjoyed that place that we went to. Vegas is a lot of fun, maybe too much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to see Tony Robbins, right?
I did. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever want to walk on fire, highly recommend. He definitely pumps you up, and each time I see him, it's kind of the same material, but it's like it's always really good, like really solid things to get you motivated, keep you motivated. What I thought was interesting from the Internet Marketing Conference, and I was talking to a lot of business owners, owners, and a lot of us had kind of a bit of a slump in 2024. It was a very common theme. Call it economic stuff, call it whatever you will. And I've seen this in the wedding DJ industry too. Some people were either in a slump, with their businesses, or in a slump spiritually, which I think is kind of interesting. So if anybody had a tough 2024, I thought it was cool because, you're not alone. So just an interesting viewpoint, but a lot of like excitement about the future, I would say.
What would you say was your biggest takeaway from the conference?
Ooh, from the conference, I would say really nailing down the big needle movers in your business and literally zone everything else out. It always comes
so true.
Right? It's like we know we have a rough idea of, the needle movers in our businesses, right? Whether that be, hey, the more I post on Instagram, the more weddings I attract, or the more vendor shows that I do, the more weddings that I book, or the more whatever, the more of this that I do, there's a direct correlation to how much money I make or how many weddings I book or whatever. Right. And it's easy to get distracted and try a bunch of other different things. And so I would say that's the biggest takeaway. The other biggest takeaway I would say is it's going to come down to mentorship. You got to talk to people when you are blanking on what to do next. You have to find a mentor, right? Like,
absolutely, man.
Yeah. When things
you don't know what you don't know, right? So it's like
Exactly.
It's so good to have someone that you can lean into that can provide you context, advice, guidance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I just I met a guy. So we, I'm one of the owners of Crate Hackers, and it's a software company, and we've been around for 4 years, but that's a drop in the bucket, right? Like I didn't go to school for software. I wasn't raised amongst a bunch of software owners, right? My friends aren't software owners, right? You know what I mean? So it was like, I met a guy who's doing tens of millions of dollars as a software business owner. And he was very nice. And I got to connect up with him just this past week. And my God, I got to just download his brain for 45 minutes straight this past week. And I was just like,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
great.
so much, dude. And he's actually going to be working with, do you know who Dan Bilzerian is? He's consulting Dan Bilzerian, this YouTube personality. He's kind of almost like an Andrew Tate, I would say. Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just kind of a, anyway, look him up. T-Pain has a song about him. He's a wild character.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anyway, this guy is consulting Dan Bilzerian to help him with a dating course. And anyway, it was just a very enlightening conversation. And so I'm going to double down on mentorship again. I know you're huge on that. You mentor people.
Absolutely.
Inside the Profitable DJ. And you just, it's the ultimate shortcut. It's the ultimate shortcut to
absolutely
to eliminating pain, the painful learning curve.
And every mentor should have a mentor as well. Like that shows that
100%.
they're continuing to grow and they're not just like stuck stagnant, right? Where they're just giving kind of old historic dinosaur like advice, you know, because there's a lot of people honestly, actually, I've noticed in our industry even that they're not continuing to grow. So there's just a lot of regurgitated advice year after year.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, right? Sometimes you outgrow your mentors and it's time to up level and find new mentors. And sometimes we're too broke to really hire a mentor. So your books need to become your mentors, or podcasts need to become your mentors until you can actually, you know, afford the in-person mentorship. You know, this guy charges tens of thousands of dollars a month to consult you. And, you know, I'm not quite there yet, but I would, you know, I'm going to play the game to get there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's really good also to just go to conferences and be around, you know, entrepreneurial energy. For anybody listening to the show who has trouble with motivation and stuff, you know, there's a reason. It's because sometimes we're not around people who are entrepreneurs and are excited about life and excited about, you know, scaling businesses and different things. So I highly recommend dragging your ass to a conference, an entrepreneurial conference, or a meetup like the Profitable DJ does, or just any kind of conference where you can just get outside your normal day-to-day life and be around people who are trying to do things.
Get inspired, right?
Get inspired.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Like the saying goes, you become the average of the 5 closest people in your life, right?
Yeah.
So like the more that you surround yourself around people that are way further ahead of you, where you just feel like you're the dumbest person in the room, is a good place to hang out in on a regular basis, because that means you're going to be next, right? Like if 5 people are ahead of you, you'll become the 6th, right?
Exactly.
Well, hey, Dom, I really want to find out about this new Create Hackers X update. But before that, I'd like to talk about AI, because I know like this is something that's like something that you're really passionate about. And then we'll talk about Create Hackers X. So definitely, if you're listening, stick around. Don't tune out. We're going to talk about AI, and then right after that, we'll talk about all what's great and new with Create Hacker X. Awesome. So how do you use AI on a daily basis, and how would you encourage DJs to start using it in their workflow?
Yeah, so obviously, you know, the first thing I would say is don't get too distracted with all of the different AI tools. You know, stick to one. And for a lot of people, that's going to be ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is going to work as good as obviously you prompt it, but also as good as you train it. So what I'm really trying to do is think about like the future of AI. You know, AI is going to be able to do things for you in the future. At DJ Collective in Phoenix, Arizona, I gave a demo of the new Operator, which is a ChatGPT. It's a taste of what
plugin. Or?
So Operator is basically their agentic AI demonstration, and you can literally have it. You know, you can prompt it to book me a hotel room at in Las Vegas for these dates, and it'll actually go search the Expedia.com website for you and find a hotel based on your recommendations. Or it'll actually go and order food for you. Or it'll actually go and, I can tell it, hey, I'm on a keto diet or I'm on a carnivore diet. Find me some Uber Eats. And it'll go and start searching for restaurants, right?
That's so great.
AI, and for anybody who's listening, who's tried to ChatGPT it up, right? It works to the degree that you train the thing. So if you're not getting the results, or it sounds a little bit generic, you really do have to train it and really talk to it like a human and give it lots and lots of data so that it understands you, your business, your customers, who you are, what you're about, what your voice sounds like, all of the different things. And sometimes that's not fun, but that's what I'm really trying to think about in the future is let's train this thing. Because it just gets better and better. It's starting to remember everything I give it and tell it. And those responses are going to get better. And eventually it's going to go and do the things for me, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember.
Have you seen the Operator demo from ChatGPT?
No, I haven't yet. No.
Give it a go. Like just go on YouTube and just search, ChatGPT or OpenAI Operator. And cool. You'll see it start doing things for you. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, it sounds incredible, man.
Yeah. It's a preview. It's a preview of what's to come, but I could literally, do it right now if I wanted to. I could go find me a decaf cappuccino organic from somewhere around here. It'll
Yeah,
start
yeah.
doing
And
things.
will it do the ordering for you as well, or just kind of
It
provide
will
you,
order for you.
you
Now,
know,
obviously,
address, phone number,
yeah,
website,
so
that
you're
kind
gonna
of
have to
stuff?
put that into all of that, or into
Gotcha.
the it uses its own browser window, so it doesn't have all your login information, your address. That would be
Gotcha.
creepy if it did. So you do have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
take control of it at some point and punch in that stuff. But once it's in there, it'll remember and
They'll take
it'll
care of it.
just yeah.
Wow,
So
that's
at
awesome.
DJ Collective, you know, I wanted to really demonstrate the power of this technology. So I set it up and I tested it earlier in the day, and I in front of about 50 DJs in Phoenix, Arizona at this conference a couple weeks ago. I was like, order me a cappuccino from a coffee shop around here. And it got delivered. I showed them, you know, hands free. It's ordering for me, and then it actually got delivered during my talk.
That's awesome.
And people still like remember that and enjoyed that demonstration because I wanted to
Yeah,
dramatically demonstrate.
show it actually out. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
So how can a DJ use that in their business or in maybe their workflow?
That's a great question. So, you know, I personally, obviously, am a big, and you are too, a big proponents of marketing, right?
Absolutely.
So use it to, you know, get ideas for content. Use it to get ideas for YouTube videos, Instagram videos. Use it to research what are the most common questions a bride and groom has before hiring a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, use ChatGPT now has something called deep research, and it's another simple agent because it's actually going to go and search all of these different websites for you and compile a huge list of most common questions a bride and groom has before hiring a DJ or hiring a wedding vendor or about music, right? And start answering those questions on video, right? Very simple, very easy. Use it to research, use it to create scripts, use it to just get stuff done and get stuff out there. Yeah, that's how I would suggest. Another great thing that I love to do is take all of I like to scrape all of my reviews from that brides and grooms have left us, and take all of those reviews, put it in, you know, use that as training data into ChatGPT and tell it to, hey, give me, you know, like a little Instagram caption with a testimonial from one of my brides and grooms. And that just makes like a really easy post that you can put out on Instagram, Facebook, etc. So yeah, lots of different things you can do in the future.
Love it.
You know, who knows? Maybe, you know, you can have it do the MCing for you in the future.
I'm sure, man. Think about
it, but
with the robotics coming out as well, like it may actually very well become a thing for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Robotics.
You know, I had Stephanie Rivkin on the pod like a few weeks back, and she's also super into AI. And one helpful tip that I thought was really cool is she actually feeds data into GPT on her business, so that way when other people are searching up information, like, you know, like ordering a latte, right? Well, looking for a DJ for the upcoming event, right? In their local area, because she's done the training and fed AI her contact information and information about her business.
So smart.
Guess what it's going to be able to do, right?
Dude.
So I thought that was really powerful too.
Yeah. Highly recommend putting on on your website when somebody is inquiring about you guys. I would recommend putting like, how did you hear about us, right? So that you can really locate, are they coming from Facebook, Instagram, email, whatever, however you're marketing. Because I've done that with Great Hackers recently, and we have people saying, I heard about you through ChatGPT. And I was like,
oh, cool.
It shows you that,
already.
You know, the younger generations, they don't even bother Googling, or they're not going to bother Googling things anymore. They're just going to be like ChatGPTing it, or using Perplexity, which is another type of, you know, search AI, to just give me the answer. Who is the best, most highly rated wedding DJ in my area for a budget of $1,200 or $1,600 or $2,000?
Yep.
They're going to use that.
I mean, I find myself doing it more often as well versus going
to
a search engine, right?
Yeah.
Because with the search engine, you're constantly having to look through various websites to find your answer. Yes, they're starting to add this AI component at the very top as well, right? But it's nothing as comprehensive as
Yeah.
GPT or these others, like, Perplexity. So
Yeah, all these tools are
that
just
part just,
there's just like so much data out there, right?
absolutely.
Another way that I've been using it to crunch data, because there's again so much information out there. You need to like have these tools these days to even digest the information, is for
Yep.
like health stuff, right? There's so many things you hear about health. Oh my God. Right? Like if I have, for example, if I want to give myself an energy boost, what supplement should I take? Now you can research and it'll kind of distill the best, most common things that people talk about, instead of having to research for 10 hours and still be confused.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what it does a great job at, is summarizing. So instead of you having to read like 20 different, blog posts or whatever, right? Watch umpty million YouTube videos.
Exactly.
You can just get it all summarized
Exactly.
in just like a really comprehensive guide. So
Yeah,
it saves a ton of time.
Yeah. I mean, me and my girlfriend have been, we chat GPT something at least once a day. She'll ask me about some, and I'm like, well, I guess we're going to learn about this, right? And now it's got a voice and it could talk to you. And it's like, wow, this is fascinating.
Dom, before we started the recording, you had mentioned you've also upgraded your GPT to GPT Pro.
Yeah, the $200 a month version. Yeah, I'm just testing it out right now to see if it's even worth it, right? Yeah.
What are you seeing? Like, where's the big difference, I guess, between the $20 versus 10x more?
That's a great question. So when you do the $200 a month, and by the way, you can just pay $200 and cancel immediately, and then just try it for a month, and then you won't get rebilled. Little pro tip, but that does give you access to that operator thing that I was talking about. So you can try that.
Oh, gotcha.
The agentic AI. You're also going to have access to ChatGPT 4.5, which just was released recently. It's supposed to not necessarily be a smarter AI, but a more emotionally intelligent AI, which I think is fascinating. So I wanted to try that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, like I was telling you guys earlier, like if you have like a lot of training data or data that you want to, feed into ChatGPT and help you understand the data better. So for example, I've been uploading spreadsheets of my financials into ChatGPT with a lot of data. I mean, like megabytes and, like 100 megabytes of data. And it'll do a pretty damn good job of like actually helping you understand different things. What are my most profitable ads? What are my for example, every, those customer reviews that you have from your brides and grooms, that actually gives incredible insights into what was very important to a bride and groom and what you can use to promote yourself.
Yeah. For copy, right? For sure. Absolutely. For great copy, right?
Exactly.
That actually is using your avatar's voice, right?
Exactly.
So for those of you that are listening, really your ideal customer's voice for advertising.
Exactly.
Verbiage.
Yeah. So for example, like we did this with ChatGPT and put all of our reviews, and I was like, give me the most most common 5 to 10 phrases that a bride and groom said, and high energy was one of them. And so we just plastered our whole website with that. We are the high energy DJs. If you want a high energy DJ, we are the high energy DJs, right?
Yep.
Just as an example. Another common thing that came up was, our friends and family told us they had such a great time, or they couldn't stop talking about it, or we got so many compliments after the event was over, right? So it's like, oh, that's what, you're starting to see what's the most important to them. And then we can use that in our marketing and just hammer.
For sure.
Yeah. So
love it, man. Love it.
Man. Yeah.
Anything else that you guys are using AI for?
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of Descript. Have you used Descript at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's kind of hard to explain, so I would just recommend people go check out a demo of Descript. But what's cool is, you can record videos right into Descript, or you can upload a video right into Descript, and it'll caption the whole thing for you, the whole video for you. So it can literally like tell what you're saying in the video. And then you can edit your video by almost like deleting text. It's a really cool way
Yeah,
to edit video quickly. And we've been using, I use that like crazy to trim ads, to make quick edits very quickly. It's been great. And then in the future, Descript is going to know what you look like and be able to create video of you, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So,
right.
so it's something that you're going to want to start training. And then it has so many other cool features, removing pauses for anybody that podcasts out there. For if you ever want to remove uhs and ums, it has this incredible feature to remove and every time you say that. It'll just automatically edit out every instance of it. It's really cool.
It's great. I also think it's great to use for captions or for podcast show notes, where you can essentially, because it understands what was said, instead of you trying to figure out what to, a description to write about what the episode was about, it can come up with that within seconds. Which is really great too.
It's crazy. So those are the two main tools. I use some other stuff, but those are like a daily basis. But I'm just, this is going to be the year of agents. So the AI, not just assisting you, but actually doing the work for you. So just keep an eye out for that. That's really what I'm kind of waiting for. It's going to be fantastic. I think. Yeah. I hope.
Do you have any sort of plans to add AI inside of Crate Hackers?
That's a great question. Yes, absolutely. So, for example, we want to use it as a research tool. Well, let's take a step back. One of the new features that we just rolled out is a DJ event planner integration. And so, if you guys have a DJ event planner account, as your CRM, use whatever Ben has. But if you have DJ event planner, it can now connect and it can bring your songs into Crate Hacker so that you can just prep those songs way easier. But what I want it to do in the future is be able to understand, the bride and groom, and when they were born, and when they were in high school, and when they were in college, and what were the what were the
I can see where that's going.
That's where it's headed, right? So
man, that would be so powerful.
Yeah. Like why not?
It's almost like if you survey your clients, right? You're essentially creating a prompt. That you can feed the AI to then, provide it feedback or provide your clients feedback on what song choices would resonate with them the most.
Yeah, exactly.
For first dance or, I could see, things with that.
Yeah, because obviously it depends on like, where are you in the United States, right? The Southeast is listening to different stuff than the West Coast,
Yep, for sure.
And then, depending on, when you were in high school and college, and all the other data that's in a planning form, I mean, a lot of things can be research based on that. So that's kind of an exciting, look into the future. And then we're also making Crate Hackers X. It does have an ability to link into your Serato now. And what we're going to try to do is have, thousands and thousands and thousands of actual DJs who are DJing real life events, and be able to pull that data into our database and be able to show you maps of what's hot right now.
Work the best, right? Yeah,
exactly.
I can see that for sets.
A lot of things that we're working on. It takes a lot of work to build this stuff. Fortunately or unfortunately, our developers are using AI.
I was going to say he's probably super busy.
What's that?
I was going to say Glenn is probably super busy.
Yes. We have too many ideas for him. And then we're also, there's a lot of music that is thrown out at us as DJs. There's never been more music thrown out at us, right?
Absolutely.
And so, you just, again, you need tools that can crunch the data and tell you what's hot and what's going to go over very well on a dance floor. So we're just coding away. We're trying our best.
That's awesome. So you gave us a little bit of insight of, what's a part of this new Crate Hackers X update.
Yes.
Anything else?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, we rebuilt it from the ground up so that it looks amazing.
It looks phenomenal.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And you guys can go to anybody listening, cratehackers.com. You can see what the new interface looks like. And we have a coupon code for you. Profitable DJ. You get three months for free as a way to give it a try, as a thank you for listening. But it's
appreciate it, Dom, by the way.
For sure.
It's a very generous hookup. Yeah.
For sure. So it is very It's just easier to use. There's a new crate builder is what we call it. And what that does is, you can build an entire crate in minutes instead of hours. You can build one from a track. You can import a crate from Spotify. You can import from text. You can import from a file. You can import your Serato history and review your set from the previous night before and freshen up a crate, or find an alternative to a song that maybe didn't go over so well. Find a new version of the song or replace it. And then, like I was saying, you can now import music from DJ Event Planner or Simple. And then we're going to go around to all of the CRMs and try to do that for, all of them, right? Honeybook.
Gotcha. Love it.
Yeah.
So that way there's a convenience, right? For their clients to be able to submit song requests, and then for the DJ to essentially have Crate Hackers do all the work in the behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We want to be, kind of the co-pilot or assistant for DJs. And so it's 2024 was tough, but 2025 is looking brighter. We just had to pour a ton of money these last couple of years into this new tool. It is, Elon Musk says, running a company is sometimes like chewing glass and staring into the abyss of death. That was a little bit. That's kind of,
especially when you're essentially building it from the ground up, right? I mean, you guys already had something so great going, but it sounds like there's limitations to the way that it was built the first time around, that you had to start from scratch, right?
Yeah, and you have software, so you're going to kind of understand this. But, when you first build a software tool, you really just want to build it the quickest way possible to prove the idea. So we call it like a minimum viable product, right? Yeah. And so we used just a basic platform for that, but then we outgrew that, right? And so you have to you have to build the tool from the ground up, and that shit is expensive.
It's a lot of work. And expensive. Very expensive.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
No fun. But we wanted to create something that's going to be, future proof and built for the future.
Smart.
So,
very smart. Very smart.
Yeah, thanks, man.
For those, I understand, you guys are massive now, man. So a lot of people have heard of Crate Hackers, but believe it or not, there are some people that, were probably hiding behind a tree or something and living out in the cuts where they're not informed. Do you mind quickly just summarizing what Crate Hackers does and what value it can provide to DJ business owners?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We exist to help DJs find the right song at the right time. It sounds like it should be easy, but sometimes it's not. Again, we're thrown so much music these days. There's just music pouring out of everywhere, right? And so what Crate Hackers is designed to do is help you scan and organize your music into performance-ready crates, eliminate hours of painful prep time so that you can really find the bangers faster and DJ any event very, very confidently. So for example, I just turned 39. I'm almost 40. For DJs who are getting into their later 30s, early 40s, 50s, right? And you're about to DJ a prom. I still don't DJ proms, but because I'm just not, I'm not exactly sure what they're listening to. But with Crate Hackers, we have curated crates that will help you walk into that event confidently and destroy it, right? It helps take away the guesswork of what are the kids listening to these days, right?
That's awesome.
That's just an example that I like to give, because proms are like a nail biter for some DJs, or school dances and things like that.
Yeah, or cultural events where, it's not necessarily a part of your culture, so you lack that context, right?
Yeah, you can also take a Spotify playlist that is popular inside of Spotify and turn that into a crate. We connect to music pools, and in the future, we've talked about even making it very easy to buy songs. DJs are some of the only people that still need to buy songs, and because streaming has not quite been figured out yet, in my opinion. So we might even have like a music store in the future that's you can legally download things very easily instead of having to go to an Amazon and Apple Music.
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite functions is for a client song request, right? We all get them, especially in the private event industry. And there may be like 30 to 50 song requests, right, for an event. And what your platform does or software does is, one, it looks at our music library. It finds all the songs that are on the song request list that you already have, and also highlights the ones that you don't have, and easily then connects to a record pool of your choice. You know, I mean, you guys connect to all of the major record pools to then easily find that song to download it, to fill it in your arsenal. So that way you can fulfill that song request list. And I would say one thing is, you know, some DJs might feel like it's taken away from the creative aspect of it, but I disagree. I feel like really to deal with, like, to fulfill a song request list from a client is an admin task. That's not creative. That's just like, you're just trying to fulfill, like, the client fed you the songs, right? So there's no creativity behind that. You're just fulfilling an order essentially, right? But like you mentioned before, it actually helps save time.
100%.
Right? Because you can bust all that out so you can, for sure.
Helps you save time on the admin tasks. Exactly. So that you can do, so it frees you up to do the creative stuff, which is design a great set, right? Find the songs that are going to fit the vibe. Research the deep, you know, the deep edits that are going to match your, you know, give you that signature sound. Like it made prepping for events fun again for me. And I've never gotten, you know, more compliments, and I don't really practice as much as I should. And you know, like, I'm just a busy guy, right? So I'm not, DJing is still something that I do on the side, right? I do about 15 to 20 events a year, and because I enjoy it, but I'm not, it makes things so much easier, simpler for me.
Love, man. And what's the price point for Crate Hackers?
Just $30 a month.
30 a month. Look, and then with our promo code Profitable DJ, you can get 3 months for free, and that's just $30 a month.
3 months for free. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So a question to ask yourself, that those of you that are listening, is, what is your time worth? Right? Like, think about not just one set for one client, right, or just even one request list, but think about all the events that you perform in a single month, and all the time that Crate Hackers can save you. Is your time worth less than that?
And we want to save you, you know, not just hours, but tens of hours a month, right? We had a guy who just did a testimonial recently and was like, you know, I've been seeing your ads for years, and I didn't think I needed it. And then I found out, oh my God, this is saving me, you know, at least 10 hours a week prepping for his, not just weddings on the weekends, but bars during the week, you know, different things. And he was also using it to, like, help him freshen things up, so he's not playing the same thing over and over again, which is also something that, you know, we get into ruts sometimes creatively, and we don't always go out of our comfort zones, and Crate Hackers can help you do that too. So yeah, I mean, that has now freed him up to do important tasks on his business.
A lot, right? So imagine
sales,
this, right?
Marketing, etc. So
10 hours a week times 4 weeks, right?
I mean,
you're looking at 160 hours. But let's just say, hey, 10 hours a week times 4 weeks is 40 hours, right? But let's just say 30, just to keep the numbers easy. At $30, we're talking about your time would be worth $1 an hour. Get the freaking software. Get the subscription. Like, just do it.
Exactly. Get the freaking software.
Yeah.
And plus, if you try the software and you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. We really need to try it.
So that's amazing.
Exactly. And also, if you tried it in the past, you know, give it another go, because we're constantly making new updates.
That's actually a good question. So for people that have been a customer before, will this promo code also work for them, or is this exclusive just for new customers?
It will actually.
Yes. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah, for any new or returning customer, it'll work. Yeah, Profitable DJ. Yeah, just type that in the little coupon code area on cratehackers.com. Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, I was just going to ask, like, what's next for Dom in 2025? Like, what are you looking forward to the most?
That's a good question. We're just going to be listening to our customers and giving you guys more of what you want. You know, now the kind of like the foundation of our new platform is built, and now we are pouring more resources into the development area, because we just have so many more things that we want to do, integrations. We are trying to figure out the logistics on the music store as an example, again, to save time. So you don't even have to go outside of Crate Hackers. We are wanting to integrate even more deeply with record pools. So again, that you don't even have to, you could just download.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
If you have a subscription to Direct Music Service, you can just download the song straight into Crate Hackers, not even have to go out into a web browser. So yeah, man. So we're doing that. We've also got Dangerous DJ School, which we kind of launched in May of last year, and you'll be seeing more about that. That's for anybody that wants to just hone their skills and needs a community for DJ skills specifically. And we specifically, it's really for scratch DJs.
Gotcha.
People who want to learn how to scratch, we kind of cover that. So we're just doing things, man. We're trying to serve the community. You know what I mean?
Love it. I think that's the passion that both of us share, right? Is that we're so passionate about DJing first off, right? But because we're so passionate about it, we're also really passionate about helping our community as well to lift all of us up. Yeah.
I might do some more training too on the subject of AI and AI applied to, your DJ business or your DJ business marketing, et cetera, just because I think that's kind of fun to talk about.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, thanks for having us on. Thanks for connecting up with me in Vegas. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks again for reaching out to me too, man. And thinking of reaching out to me. I mean, that was really kind of you and thoughtful. And again, it's been an incredible conversation. How can people find out more about you specifically? And then also, you talked about Dangerous DJs, but how can they learn more about Dangerous DJs as well?
So just dangerousdjs.com. For that, you can sign up. We're not officially open again yet, but we will be opening up again soon. So you can sign up for a little wait list. And then with me, you can just find me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Break the Damn Internet on Instagram. Sometimes I post there.
Handle. I love that handle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's at least memorable.
Absolutely.
I don't have to tell, people are like, how do you spell Dominic Pirone? Well, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Break the damn internet.
Love it.
Yeah. And for any existing Crate Hackers members who are listening, if you guys have any features or things that you want to see, we're really going to double down on listening to you guys and building what you want. So we appreciate all the support from the community.
Yeah, and I'm assuming also at Crate Hackers on any social media platform as well.
Yeah. That's right.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Dom. Really appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Ben.